Do I look? So we are currently going to the local pet store or reptile store. It's about like 30 minutes away from my house, but we're gonna get some feeders for all of the reptiles. I already have a couple of things. I think we're gonna get some hornworms. I already have pretty much everything else, so let's go see what they have at the reptile store. Small crickets, the medium pre-killed rats. Could also get 40 medium crickets. Actually, let's do large. Okay, we're now gonna feed Drogon some crickets. These guys have been gut loaded. I just threw them in this bag temporarily. I usually feed him with calcium. However, I am in the process of moving, so all of my stuff is currently at my old house right now, and there is a showing. So I'm just gonna feed him a few crickets without calcium dusting, but I usually dust it every single day for him. And he already got his greens and veggies a little bit earlier in the day. I forgot to film it, so he doesn't really like veggies anyways. So we're just gonna feed him crickets for now. He is literally the biggest brat. I have to like tongue feed him every time. I think he is full. Since Drogon is full, we're gonna give some crickets to Picasso. I highly doubt we're gonna see him eat, but I'm just gonna put it into his little feeder right here. My chameleons and most of my reptiles are kind of shy eaters, so I just put everything into this bowl for them, and it usually disappears the next day. So let's fill his feeder with some crickets. And in this gigantic enclosure, this thing's literally huge, is my mom's chameleon, Ragnar. However, I am in charge of him now because of my mother's passing. I don't know where he's at right now. He's really, really good at hiding, obviously. Oh, there he is. Oh my gosh, what are you doing? This is Ragnar. He is a panther chameleon, and he's really freaking big, so he deserves the biggest enclosure. But anyways, we're gonna drop a few crickets in here and maybe a couple of superworms for him as well. I think I got them all off. Okay, I lied. Instead of superworms, I'm also gonna give them a couple of hornworms as a little treat. I'll probably just give the chameleons 2 each, and Drogon will also be getting 2. In this enclosure, we have Gumby. Look how cute these freaking cage cards are. I got them of all of my pets. But anyways, Gumby's in here, and it's time to feed him. He's a very mean frog, but he'll literally eat anything. Okay, Nebula's literally insane, and she may or may not eat for us on camera. And yeah, she said, bye bitch. She usually eats out of her bowl, or I just drop crickets in here. I've only been able to tongue feed her one time. Hello. Nope. But she's literally the devil. She's not friendly at all. And I've been trying to be her friend, but I don't think she wants to be mine.
I don't need friends. They disappoint me.
So you guys know I have a dumpy frog enclosure that's literally the size of me, but we're gonna feed them grasshoppers. I like to kind of vary and change up their diet from now and then. Usually they eat crickets, hornworms, dubia roaches, mainly dubias and crickets, but we have a special treat for them today, and I have my grasshopper container here. We're gonna throw a couple of grasshoppers into their enclosure. They kind of just hunt for it throughout the night. I barely see them eat, but we're just gonna throw a couple in. Not gonna lie to you guys, I low-key freaking hate grasshoppers. I think they're so scary and they jump so sporadically. I just can't. But you know, anything for the reptiles. And let me just... Oh gosh, there he goes. I don't know, I hate grasshoppers so much, man. They're so fucking gross. Oh wait. Oh. You got him. My Toke is also going to get some grasshoppers. She's really shy still, so I'm not going to bother trying to get feeding videos of her, but I'll show you guys what she looks like anyways, because she's literally insane. She is behind here. I just misted her enclosure, so it's a little damp right now. Dude, she literally wants to kill me, and if she had the chance, she totally would, but here she is. She is so freaking mean. I think one of my meanest reptiles that I own. This is Chicken, my Choco horn frog. I just dug him out of his enclosure, and he's going to be eating a super worm today. As you can see, he's a very excited. Also have a bunch of dubia roaches in here, and we're going to feed Caraxes. My Accu monitor, I got him in about a week ago and he's doing so freaking well. So we're gonna go ahead and feed him a couple of dubia roaches. He absolutely loves them. I think they're his favorite. Huh? This motherfucker, I swear to God, he's so freaking fun to have and own. He's absolutely insane. Hey, buddy. I'm in the bathroom now because it's time to feed the geckos. They are currently on some of this stuff. This is the growth and breeding gecko diet from Pangea. So I mix a little bit of this stuff along with a fruit flavored one. Today they're gonna be getting fig and insects. So we're gonna do a little half and half split of both of these. All of the lychees are currently on this gecko diet, as well as Andromeda, my crested gecko. Since I'm at my mom's house, I literally have like no filming equipment here but my iPhone. So we have the two diets here. We also have their little gecko cups. We're gonna give one to Aegon and then one to Andromeda. And the lychees have these like bigger cups. A little bit of the growth and breeding one into Le Cup. And then also the fig and insect. And I literally just like eyeball it. I don't even measure. I don't know, some people measure it. But just gonna put it in the big cup and then we're gonna add some water and just mix it on up. All right, I just mixed up all their little deli cups and now we're gonna go ahead and feed them. Okay, don't even know what Andromeda's doing right now. Bro, what are you doing? Okay, we're gonna put her food in. Next up, we are going to feed Vhagar. Oh wow, she's just chilling. She is the sweetest lychee in the whole entire world. She reminds me of like a little grandma. Do I look like... I'll see if she wants to eat. I don't know if she will. Bruh, sometimes she'll lick the food out of the cup for me, but today I guess she's shy. We're just gonna put it right here. I just plop it in that cork bark and she just goes for it. Not a thought between those eyes. And here we have Aegon. To be honest, he's probably hiding. I'm just gonna throw this in there for him and he'll probably eat it at night. He's my little tiny lychee gecko. He's still a little baby, but I don't want to bother him too much. Last but not least, we have Valerian, my melanistic lychee gecko. I don't know where she is either, but she actually finished all her food. So we're gonna throw in a new cup for her. And there you go. There she is. Oh my God, she looks really creepy from this angle. Ew. Okay, last but not least, it is time to feed the dogs. So I currently only have Beretta and Katana here because I'm actually leaving to Mexico tomorrow for my friend's wedding because I'm actually a bridesmaid. Draco is currently with his trainers. I just dropped him off this morning and we're gonna feed the dogs their dinners. Since I am currently at my mom's house, we don't have a bunch of freezer space here, so I haven't been feeding the dogs too much raw food. So I've actually been feeding them Sundays. Sunday's food is actually air dried, so it has this really soft, chewy consistency that the dogs really love. The dogs are currently on the beef recipe one, and it uses real beef, fruits, and vegetables, and it's also human grade. There are no fillers or synthetics. They actually use real meat along with ancient grades and a bunch of different superfoods. The ingredients in this freaking formula is so amazing. So this one in particular is the beef formula one, and the ingredients are like all things that you know. For example, first ingredient is beef, second ingredient is beef heart, then beef liver, then beef bone. I'll like insert a photo of the ingredient list right here because I'm absolutely obsessed with their ingredients. As for the small dogs, my aunt already fed them, so I'm ripping open a new bag of Sundays right now just for Beretta and Katana. Beretta, what are you doing? This is what it looks like. It's like these little air dried bits, and the dogs are literally obsessed. Like, look how fast she's eating. She loves it so much more than just plain kibble. Okay, so I currently have their slow feeders, and we of course are just gonna feed them some of the Sundays. So Beretta actually gets a cup of this a day and night. This is gonna be her dinner. And Katana actually gets 2 cups. Sundays is already complete and balanced as is, but you know me, you know that I love to use some toppers. So we're gonna go in with a little bit of Wulf snack. So first up, I have some green lip muscle powder. This stuff is just great for hips and joints. And we're just gonna give them a little sprinkle. Up next, we're also gonna go with some rabbit feet from Wulf Snacks, of course. So these are furry chews, and my dogs love this stuff. So fur is actually great for your pets, if you guys didn't know that. It kind of acts like a pipe cleaner in the intestinal area and kind of just flushes everything out. So we're just gonna give them 1 each. I don't even know where to stick this one. And we're also gonna go in with some sardines in spring water. These are from Trader Joe's. They're safe to eat for pets as long as they're in spring water and there's no additives or anything. So yeah, I just get these from Trader Joe's. They're fairly cheap. We're just gonna open them. It is really stinky, but the dogs really do love them. So they're just gonna get about 1 each. And this one came with like 3, so I'm just gonna split the last one. And there's also like juices. It's really smelly, but they love it. Ooh! I'm just gonna kind of mash it on up. And as for hydrating, we're just gonna keep it simple with some literally just warm water. All right, this is what their dinner is looking. Super simple today, and let's go ahead and feed them. Beretta, ass eat. Good girl. Yes! Of course, Beretta goes straight for the rabbit foot. All right, so it's time to feed the cats their dinner. I have their plates here. The background's different, obviously, because we are currently in my mom's kitchen. Oh God. We are currently in my mom's kitchen, which is now my kitchen because I live here now. We have to feed 7 of the cats. Let's go ahead and feed all of them. So I always use plates. Everyone, or most people know that I use plates because cats do get something called whisker fatigue, and I don't want their whiskers getting irritated. That's why they usually avoid eating food in the corners, because their whiskers get really irritated. So that's why I always use a plate. And the fact that my cats, except for Lucifer, are all exotic short hairs, they do have a little smushy face, so it's easier for them to eat in a plate. So we are gonna use their raw food. This is Viva Raw. This one in particular is the bison recipe. I think it's a limited recipe, but the cats literally, they love this shit so fucking much. They're all currently on raw food, and I'll show you guys what kibble that they're currently on. And I love Viva Raw's packaging because it's just so easy to open. This is what it looks like. Oh my gosh, the dog. And I will post the ingredient list over here. Their ingredients are absolutely amazing. We are just gonna cut this into 4s. This is how I portion it. And then they each get like a corner. Pablo. And the rest I'm just gonna put in the fridge. Pablo! It is like madness in here. So I just mash it down. This is it. So now that we have their 2 bases down, we are also going to give them some sardines in spring water from Trader Joe's. I already had some left over from the dogs, so I'm just gonna give them a little bit. They like go crazy for this stuff. It's so fishy, oh my gosh. Smells like sheep. I'm just gonna like smash it down a little bit or like break up the pieces so it's easier for them to eat. And we're just gonna add a few things. things to top it off. People always ask me what I recommend for cats from my own personal brand, Wulf Snacks. The cats love the toppers. Like, you really can't go wrong with any of the toppers. These are like my best kitty recommendations because people literally always ask me if Wulf Snacks is safe for kitties. The first one is the blood dust. It's literally just 100% dehydrated pork's blood, and then we just grind it up, so it's really fine. This one's really good for picky eaters. They go crazy for this stuff. We also have the quail egg dust. This is just ground up quail eggs with the shell. This one's just an extra good source of calcium. And then we also have the liver sprinkles, which is pretty much our pork liver chips, but just ground up. This is just really good extra source of protein, and there's a bunch of great health benefits from liver, of course. And last but not least, we have our green lip mussel powder, literally just 100% ground up green lip mussels. We source our mussels from New Zealand, where they're originally sourced from, and it's just the best place to get your green lip mussels. Our pets deserve the best, obviously, so we're gonna go in with some green lip mussels today. This is great for hips and joints. It's like a fishy smell, so they really like it. There is natural occurring glucosamine in this stuff, and there's a bunch of studies about how green lip mussels are great for your pet's hips and joints, so highly recommend you guys use a hip and joint supplement of some sort. I like using the natural stuff. That's why we're going in with some of the green lip mussels. I actually made it into a powder for cats because most cats, at least my cats, aren't gonna eat the full green lip mussel. It's kind of hard and big for them. So that's why I ground it up. Next up, we're gonna go in with some blood dust. Not like my cats are picky or anything. It makes them eat their food faster, I guess, if that makes any sense. Last but not least, I have some ultra oil. This is actually great for cats and dogs, but it's just a, I can't breathe. It's just a coat oil pretty much, and it makes their coat look super healthy and shiny. So I just usually give them 2 pumps, like half a pump each on each plate. Oh, I also wanted to show you guys another cat treat that is really popular on Wulf Snacks. It is our whole prey smelt, and this is what it looks like. I already added the fish in here, so I don't want to add more fish, but usually my cats do eat these whole, and they really, really like it, and I'll sometimes even sprinkle it on top of their food. This stuff is another kitty must-have. Kitties, psst, psst, psst. I have to like call them up. Kitties, hi Lucy. You hungry? And as for the cat's kibble, they're currently on this open farm raw mix. This one in particular is the Wild Oceans recipe, grain-free, and they love the little tiny raw pieces in there. So this is their main kibble. I also have a bunch of different bags of these. They absolutely love the little freeze-dry raw bits that are inside the raw mix kibble. So I buy like individual bags, and this one in particular is the wild caught salmon and cod recipe. I like to throw a couple of these into their enrichment toys, and look how cute these two are. I got this one from TJ Maxx, and then this one I think I got on Amazon, but I'm just gonna put a couple in there for them just so they can have a little puzzle to play with. Just grab a handful and just put it in like so. And I just leave it here and they can just graze on it. This is what it looks like when they're filled. I literally just leave it here and they kind of just graze on it throughout the day.